What it do, YouTube, man, and welcome back to the channel, man. And today, man, we're gonna be checking out Scarface in a nutshell. Now, every kid, I think, from the hood has watched Scarface, man, and I loved it as a kid. But you know, like, it had its points where I didn't understand the movie completely. So I'm gonna go ahead and check this video out, man, and see what it's really about, man. It says it's Scarface in a nutshell, so I guess they bringing it down to the simplest fact, and we're gonna see exactly what's going on, man. But if this is your first time seeing your boy Solid on the screen, man, make sure y'all hit that like button and subscribe to this channel so you never miss another Solid reaction. But let's go ahead and get into this one and see what's going on, man.
Come in, take a seat, relax. Feel free to grab your complimentary brick of cocaine over there by the concession stand, because today we are going to be taking a look at...
Everybody wanted to be Scarface,
so let's get
man.
Started. During the 80s, Fidel Castro opened up one of Cuba's harbors to let some of the citizens visit their relatives in the US. But it was mainly a Trojan horse plan because the supreme leader Fidel Castro forced a bunch of the boat owners to take a bunch of Cuban criminals back to the US. So it's like giving someone a broken condom without telling them it's broken. They don't know they're fucked until it's too late. One of the criminals from the boat is
Montana.
These pigs start asking him a bunch of questions, and at one point they ask him if he likes men.
You like men? You like to dress up like a woman?
What the fuck is wrong with this guy?
I don't know about you, but maybe if he did them a little favor, they would have let him go no questions asked. But our boy's like, no, okay? Fuck no. So Mr. Clean's brother sends him to the gulag with all the other Cuban criminals. Tony's friend Manny tells him, listen, man, someone can get us out of here in a month with a green card and a yall. All they gotta do is kill this dude for some rich fuck because he tortured his brother back in Cuba.
For a green card, I'm gonna carve him up real nice.
Bro, I'd give away my left nut for a green card. Sometime later, a big riot breaks out, so they use the chaos to their advantage to kill this guy. Manny's like, if someone yells your name like that across the room, you know you're dead. You know it's over. Dude,
bro, I'm kind of liking this talking over it, but at the same time, it's like, bro, let me just know.
Manages to make it to the exit, and just when he thinks he's safe, our boy Tony shanks this loser, and he's like,
call an ambulance! Call an ambulance! But for me...
So with the contract complete, they finally get the chance to get out of the gulag, and sometime later, Tony and his homie are working at the Krusty Krab, and Tony's pretty pissed because he wants to be making big moves out here. After a while, two dudes who work for that one rich dude show up to give him another job. They want him to transport 25 tons of that devil's lettuce for like $500 each.
You gotta be kidding. 500? Who do you think we are, baggage handlers?
But for Tony, that amount seems like charity work. So they get into a heated roast battle, and eventually this man gives him a main story mission involving a cocaine deal. The payout is like $5,000, so that starts to tickle Tony's balls a little bit. So they take the job and quit working for Mr. Krabs. And later, Tony and his homies are pulling up to the spot looking like absolute pimps. They got the drop top down and everything. Dude, Tony and his boy go to make the transaction.
Why did he hit that curve like that? He hit that curve hard as hell.
Looking like absolute pimps. They got the drop top down and everything. Dude.
Right
Tony
there.
and his boy go to make the transaction, but the man they meet is acting pretty sus. They go back and forth like, you got the money? You got the stuff? Yes, I got the stuff. You got the money? Yes, I got the money. You got the stuff. And out of nowhere, this sneaky link comes creeping up behind this dude. Shit goes down. They're pretty fucked now. This creepy motherfucker is threatening to kill them if he doesn't tell them where the money's at.
Why don't you try sticking your head up your ass?
He brings out a fucking chainsaw to persuade them to talk. And meanwhile, this Ricardo Milos looking motherfucker is over here talking to this bad Habibi. Tony and his homie are far more dedicated to staying quiet than Tekashi 6ix9ine on trial. So this maniac uses a fucking chainsaw to cut this dude's arm off in front of Tony. God damn. Yo, I think it's been like 15 minutes now. So they go and see what the fuck is up, just in time too, because Tony Ravioli is about to become handicapped too. They start spraying and praying. Bodies are dropping dead like flies. Tony is about to die, but Manny slides in and fires his gun until it jams on him. He gets shot from behind. This weirdo runs away. Tony shoots this guy shoots this guy, then Tony chases after this creepy ass motherfucker. He catches up to him and politically executes him in front of everyone. So now he has like a 5-star wanted level, so they all have to flee the scene with the money and the coke. And after that, he calls the dude that gave him the mission and is pretty persistent on delivering the coke and the money to the big boss himself, because you know you gotta give credit where credit is due. Tony Ravioli did all the work.
Now you, me.
So he goes to deliver the shit to the big boss.
I need a guy who's stealing his balls, Tony. A guy like you. And I need him around me all the time, you.
Pause.
Tony sees the big boss's wife or girlfriend, or I don't know, I don't think it's really ever established, and he's already thinking about clapping those cheeks. Rush, rush, gimme, yeah, yo. Buzz, buzz, gimme, yeah, yo. So they're all at the club and these guys are just sitting down jerking each other off. The boss's wife is bored as fuck and wants to dance, but the old man Jenkins can't dance because, you know, he's pretty old. His knees are giving out. If he goes out there and starts busting out some moves, he's gonna have a fucking heart attack and someone's gonna have to
Call an ambulance!
So she asks Tony Ravioli to dance with her, and I bet the big boss isn't gonna like that shit at all.
Want me to dance?
Yeah, sure, go on, Tony. You dance.
What a fucking cuck. I thought he would be pissed, but now he's okay with it. Look at him. While they're dancing, Tony tries getting to know her, you know, trying to get some poon.
Well, you got a look in your eye like you haven't been fucked in a year. Genius!
Jesus Christ, bro. Why did he say that? Like, I remember that. And when I watched him say it the first time, I didn't think nothing of it because I was like 10. But
Okay with it. Look at him. While they're dancing, Tony tries getting to know her, you know, trying to get some poon.
Well, you got a look in your eye like you haven't been fucked in a year. Genius! What the fuck was that?
And he knows he could pull
what the fuck was that, bro? What are you doing?
some bitches with this elite technique. So he
What?
tries showing Tony how to properly execute this move. So
She
every
got
goal he does
kids,
it
bro.
dude
Oh.
bursts like a broken water pipe.
Wow, that's what you're
guess
doing.
not.
You gotta make the money first. Then when you get the money, you get the power. Then when you
Exactly.
get the power, then you get the woman.
Fuck
Exactly.
Andrew Tate and all those tiny dick alpha male gurus. They ain't got shit on this advice right here. Anyways, these pimps pick up the boss's lady in this pimpin' ass pussy magnet.
In that thing.
So then they bust a mission to the dealership because this fucking wants something more classy or whatever.
You hungry?
No, but I'm bored.
What? Oh my god, what an ungrateful bitch. Amber Heard pulls out a little line of coke and snorts that fucking shit, and so does Tony. Then Tony gets really ballsy and tries making out with her, but she's like, nah, fuck you. But I think she low-key wants his sausage. I mean, just look at her. Later, Tony goes to his mother's house. We're introduced to his sister Gina. His mother is getting
Hey, on folk, man, look, look. My wife Hispanic. I'm gonna be real with y'all. Gina, the reason why I married my wife, right there. Look, let me be real with y'all, man. I'm gonna be 100 with y'all. Because if y'all,
he tells his mom,
y'all bragged if y'all don't think this is a beautiful woman, bro. I don't care what nobody say.
Just some made him.
Yeah.
so he pulls out $1,000 cash and smacks that shit on the table. But his mom gets all pissy face about it and starts calling him a low-life piece of shit. I should have swallowed you when I had the chance. She throws the money
Damn,
back at
man.
him like a fucking drunk guy at a strip club. But man, Gina was probably pissed about that dude, cause look at her. It's like, what the fuck, mama? His sister comes out running to get the money back, I'm sure. Manny's in the car checking out Tony's sister. And from the looks of it, I'm sure he's got some nasty thoughts running through his head. And I'm not talking about this head. Manny makes
Oh,
a comment on
God
how
damn it.
fine she looks, and Tony freaks the fuck out.
Hey! Stay away from her, do you? It's enough for you.
Cut to Bolivia. Tony and this other dude are meeting up with this guy named Mr. Sosa. This fucking guy is literally Willy Wonka of cocaine. Anyways, they're negotiating some sort of deal for Old Man Jenkins, but Tony can't help but be a good businessman and negotiate for the big boss on his behalf. Homie in the blue has visible confusion running through his face, and he's like, what the fuck are you doing, bro? Then Mr. Sosa gets a mysterious phone call. Sosa comes back and it looks like he has an eerie vibe to him or something. So he tells him to get on his helicopter so he could take him back to Miami so they can talk business another day. And as they're leaving, Sosa tells Tony to hang back. So now this dude is shitting his pants with confusion. Obviously, you're a party pooper. No one fucking wants you around.
I guess so.
Sosa trusts Tony, but not the people Tony is working for. So he tells him that Omar, the dude in the blue suit, is a fucking snitch. Fucking Tekashi 6ix9ine was under their noses the whole time. Then we see him on the helicopter, you know, looking safe and sound, nothing to worry about. He's just enjoying the view up there. But then they throw him off the helicopter, turning him into a
hung
fucking
his ass,
pinata.
boy.
And Mr. Sosa is hinting
Hey,
at the
oh
idea of cutting
God.
Tony's big boss out of the picture. Tony's very loyal though, so he's gonna go try to talk to the big boss about the whole deal thing. Back in Miami, his big boss is pretty upset that Tony made a deal on his behalf. Tony explains a whole snitch situation, but the big boss calls him a fucking liar.
Calling me a liar.
So this pussy doubles down on his statement, and now he looks like a pussy little bitch. So this pure alpha male goes to see the big boss's lady and starts flirting with her, talking about having a future and some babies together, and I think she's into the idea. Just look at her. Later at the club, Tony finds his sister there dancing with some dude, and he gets this deadly look on his face.
Yeah.
He's about to go over there and start shanking him the way he shunk? He's about to go over there and
Shank,
stab
bro.
him the way he stabbed Rabenga. But then this dirty detective walks up to him and
come
wants to
on,
talk
bro.
business with Tony. He's asking for some amount of money every month so Tony can keep his legitimate business running without any problems. Tony spots the chick he's trying to fuck, so he walks up to her with his big fat balls and puts his arm around her in front of her mans. He tries commanding Tony to fuck off.
The only thing in this world that gives orders is balls. You got it?
This coward has never been disrespected.
Damn. The only thing that gives orders in this world is balls. You got any, bro? Like, be real with me. Talk to me
hard in his
nice.
life, he's just standing around looking like a bitch in front of his lady. He doesn't know what to do or say, so he just walks away. And moments later, Tony spots his sister being kinky with this other dude. Then he sees him grab her cheeks, and he doesn't like that shit, so he goes after her. And he just cock blocks the both of them and tells his two-pump chump to fuck off. Then he gets all aggressive with his sister and pimp slaps her across the face. And Manny, being the cool-ass character that he is, takes Gina home after she lost that 1v1. So things are looking pretty good for our boy. But I can't say the same for Tony
loves
because
the
homie's sitting all
1v1.
alone at the club, looking sad and fucking lonely. Then out of nowhere, these two motherfuckers start shooting up the place trying to kill Tony. But Tony ain't a little bitch, so he starts shooting back trying to defend himself like a fucking G. Even though they caught him lacking, Tony manages to kill both of them and makes it out of there alive. He calls up his boy Manny to slide through to the big boss's place.
Tony, what happened to you?
He starts acting concerned, so this pussy, not knowing how to handle his own shit, starts asking for help from this detective guy.
Man, do something, will you?
It's your tree, Frank. You're sitting in it.
Not even this guy, who I think is his bodyguard, is defending him. This entire time, I haven't seen him do anything but stand in the background witnessing his boss get slapped around harder than Chris Rock at the Oscars, dude. Anyway, this old geezer knows he's fucked, so at this point, he's just pleading for his life. He's willing to do anything. He gets on his knees and offers to give Tony that sloppy toppy guac guac 9000.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something.
He's such a fucking G, though.
Bro,
He
he's
doesn't
so
even kill him.
smart.
He gets his homie Manny to pop this motherfucker. But Tony does end up killing this detective guy because he's a fucking loser.
Fuck you!
And right as they're leaving, Manny is like,
What about Ernie?
You want a job, Ernie?
he's fucking scared. Look at him.
Sure, Tony. Okay, then you call me tomorrow.
Hey, man, you got a job.
The final thing on Tony's to-do list is to go back to the baddie's house and take her home, and he does this so casually. She doesn't even ask any questions. Later, we get this cool-ass montage with some cool-ass music. He's got buttloads of money coming in. He's pulling up to the bank with all this cash, and this poor man has to count all this shit each and every time. Dude, at this point, Tony has got the money, the bar, the woman. Point is, Tony is the big boss with a fuck ton of money, and his wife is basically Amber Heard. And we see how much more paranoid he's gotten with all the money that he has and the power he's accumulated. Oh yeah, and he's also turned into a junkie snorting lines of cocaine. So with all the money and power getting to his head, he turns into a fucking dick with his friends and his wife. His wife and best friend both see this shit and call him out on it, but he treats them both like shit and doesn't trust anyone but himself. Later, Tony is exchanging all this money or some shit, and after 3 hours, it turns out that these guys were fucking feds. But Tony isn't even fazed by this shit. He's just a legitimate businessman exchanging dollar bills, and on top of that, he has such a good lawyer.
You're such a good lawyer that by tomorrow morning, you're gonna be working in Alaska.
But his really good lawyer is like, you'll probably only do 3 years and pay some tax money. That's something Tony doesn't want to hear, though. He doesn't want to go back to jail because, I don't know, he probably has PTSD from being in jail in Cuba. Tony goes back to Bolivia to talk to Mr. Drug Lord Sosa, and apparently they can help Tony not get any jail time, but it's one of those, you scratch my back, I scratch yours. Some dude from Bolivia went to New York to expose Sosa's nasty, deep, dark secrets. So before the problem gains any more traction, his plan is to get Tony to guide this professional body disposal motherfucker around the states to take him out. So he's like, okay, you got him, man. So later at this dinner scene, Tony is wasted and probably high as a kite. His wife does what Amber Heard does best and just snorts a line of cocaine in public, like the way she does it. So he starts saying hella shit to her out loud, and she's not having any of it, so she claps back.
Let her go, let her go. Another Quaalude, you're gonna love me again.
There's another Quaalude. She gonna love me in the morning.
He's so out of pocket, dude. What the Manny, being the fucking goat that he is, walks her out to make sure she's okay and shit. Cut to New York. The dude from Breaking Bad is putting a bomb under the target's car. This guy is explaining to Tony how far they have to be to detonate the bomb, but Tony is too busy snorting some fucking coke. The dude they gotta kill picks up his wife and kids, and now Tony's like,
No fucking way. No fucking way. That's it.
but the dude from Breaking Bad is getting frustrated because Sosa says they have to do it now. So Tony starts acting up and eventually says, fuck that, and shoots this dude in the face and aborts the mission. Then he arrives back home, picks up the phone to talk to Sosa. The feds are gonna start cracking down on this shit because the dude they were supposed to kill gave some sort of speech. Things get heated and shit isn't looking good for Tony right now. After this, he goes to his mom's house because his sister Gina is AFK, so his mom gives him an address of where she was last seen and pulls up to the mansion, but not before he can take another sniff of coke. He knocks on the door, and to his surprise, it's the homie Manny. He clapped, bro. He fucking hit. Good for him, man. Honestly, like, congratulations.
No. That's not good for him because Tony is a fucking psychopath. Hell no.
It was the most intense. No.
We got married just yesterday.
So that didn't last very long. Gina is completely heartbroken. In less than 24 hours, she turned into a fucking widow. I mean, what a speed run. I think he's starting to realize what he's done. So he's sitting in his office just looking miserable.
What are we gonna do now?
We're
You're gonna walk.
Wait, what the fuck? Yo, these guys are even like, what the fuck are you talking about? Then he proceeds to shove his face in a mountain of coke and suck the life out of it, man. What the fuck? The people closest to him are very much concerned. Then I guess Tony's bender is starting to come down, and then he actually starts to become aware of his actions. Too late though, because a bunch of fucking ninjas are storming his compound and taking out all of his men. Tony hears some shit outside and realizes they're coming after him. So he gets up immediately and knows he has to prepare to defend himself by vacuum sucking another pillow of cocaine. Then his sister walks in looking suspect as fuck.
Is this what you want, Tony?
And I mean sus.
Here I am, Tony.
Oh my god, dude, this bitch has lost her mind.
Come on, come and get me, Tony. Do it now before it's too late. Ah, fuck me, Tony. Fuck me, Tony. Come on, I just fuck.
Jesus Christ.
We will never know if some incest would have happened here because she gets fucked by this man instead. Tony gets up and tackles this dude and kills him. Then he sees a dozen dudes storming his mansion, so he runs for his loadout drop but sees his dead sister on the floor and feels sad. And this other dude is getting swarmed by a bunch
but
of
he was
other
a
dudes,
real
so
one.
he's-
We gonna talk about how he was a real one because he really stayed in fault. Cause a lot of niggas would have hit the boogie down and got out. And they done hit the AFK. I'm done.
trying to take cover in Tony's office, but the door's locked. So he's just banging on the door crying for help. Tony gets his shit together though. Now he goes for his loadout. He is not gonna go down like a little bitch. These Rainbow Six Siege operators are about to breach the room, but Tony Uno reverse cards that shit.
Say hello to my little friend.
What an absolute G. He's fighting till the end. His fucking KD is a 4.0 right now. He survives the first wave of dudes, but more of them spawn in. He's getting shot by fucking AKs and Uzis. He turns on God mode or some shit and basically is wasting their ammo. He's going out the way he wants to go out. But unfortunately, the fucking Terminator sneaks up behind him using dead silence and blasts him using a shotgun point blank, thus ending Antonio Montana's legacy as Scarface.
Bro, that was
damn, bro.
crazy.
What a great fucking movie. It's so good. I give this movie a nice rating of a mountain of cocaine.
Yo, that was a crazy good. Hey, I'm gonna give him props, man, because that's a good rundown of what happened, bro. And I enjoyed that, man. I love that movie. It's one of my favorite movies I've ever watched. His video, I give him a 10 out of 10, man. I will be linking his original video down in the description. If y'all guys did enjoy this one, man, make sure y'all hit that like button and subscribe to this channel so you never miss another solid reaction. But without further ado, I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.